Now, the former President Donald Trump praised upstate Representative Elise Stefanik as a superstar, on track, and I quote, to have an incredible career, which obviously is true, as a Republican leader Wednesday night during a fundraiser, like you said, at the New Jersey golf course. He said, and I quote Elise has the incredible and has been loyal to our movement. We have to make sure she's able to win big and raise the money she needs to help lead our party to retake the House. Trump told a room of about 50 donors at the National Golf Course Bedminster, according to a partial transcript. I see she has the radical crazies after her, and you know that, Elise. Crazy Democrats, meaning she's already doing an amazing job. That's very true, because when your name is mentioned, and sometimes they mispronounce it, which drives me nuts, on The View, that means you're in people's heads, Elise. And I know that sounds negative, but that's actually very, very good. A lot of people know who you are.
Well, yeah, they attacked me on The View, on CNN, on MSNBC, but the more they attack, the more our voters are energized, and we have so much support. And it's not just Republicans in the North Country; it's cross-party lines. I'm proud to have won every single county in the district, including the counties where there's a Democrat registration advantage.
Right.
And we're seeing that people want to see results, and that's what I'm always focused on, is delivering results to the North Country. But, you know, make no mistake, whether it was Tax and Tedra for the past 4 years, or now the multiple Democrats who have stepped forward now, they are funded by the far left, by the pedophiles from the Lincoln Project, just really, really bad folks who have no idea, and most of the donors have never been to the North Country. They should come here and see the support we have. I was recently at Memorial Day ceremonies, and of course that's a solemn occasion, but in addition to the ceremonies, many of our local towns had parades with flags and law enforcement, and it was just great to hear the support from voters in this district who are patriots. They love our veterans, and I'm proud to have earned their support. Yeah,
and not to mention, obviously, Fort Drum loves you as well, and for the most used installation in the country in the last 30 years, and we're very proud about that. But Elise, just within the last couple of days, we have discovered that you have an opponent already for next year. This is kind of early, and I don't know if the Democratic Party is set on this guy, but already there's controversy behind him. So his name is, and I have it in front of me, he's a Democrat, Matt Patorti. He's not only an attorney, he's from New York City, but he just registered to vote in this district 2 weeks ago, and he's seeking to represent our district. Now, again, we've seen this before. I believe his last name was Wolf 2 terms ago. He owned an organic supermarket somewhere down in Brooklyn. So what is it with these people? They figured, you know what? I want to run for Congress. I'm not going to run for anything else. I'm not going to run for dog catcher. I'm just going to move up to some farmland that I don't know, he might have purchased recently, and he's going to run up against Elise Stefanik, our Congresswoman. What does that tell you? I mean, is that just, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for here? And as far as a transplant coming up here, thinking that he could just say, I'm gonna replace Elise Stefanik, and my platform is I'm gonna get rid of the guns. Not a good platform for the 21st district, Elise, and for many districts like us. So it doesn't look like the Democrats can put up a formidable candidate against you, celebrity or not. Millions of dollars from Rosie O'Donnell. I don't think it's going to happen, Elise. That's just my gut feeling, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to continue focus on doing my job. We just had a blowout election last November where we won my opponent's home county by a huge margin. And as I said, we got support across the party lines. I'm going to continue focusing on delivering results to the district. What voters are going to learn about one of my opponents, this latest opponent, is that he's a New York City lawyer. He just registered to vote here June 1st. And he was a registered lobbyist for Qatar, which is a country that is based upon Sharia law, that sponsors terrorism and is involved in terrorist financing. I fight for the North Country and the America and the United States of America, not for I'm not a lobbyist for Qatar like this radical Democrat is. The other thing that's interesting is this opponent has supported members of the squad. Right. So there's a number of elected officials in New York City Mondaire Jones is one of them. He was just elected this past cycle, who wants to defund the police, who support trillions in new taxes. He's related to these candidates, so he's bringing those radical policies from New York City that are bringing us in a socialist direction. He's bringing that up to the North Country. That's not where North Country voters are. North Country voters love our Second Amendment and Constitution rights. We want lower taxes. We support economic freedom, and we support we support our law enforcement, which is in stark contrast to what we're seeing out of New York State.
A lot of controversy, just knowing, of course, that he just registered here literally a couple of weeks ago. So I don't think there's essentially anything to worry about. But my point is this, Elise. This is the best they can do. And identity politics is the best they can do for Kamala Harris, which is another thing altogether. The president right now, being over in Geneva in recent days, just not the best representative for the greatest country ever, Elise. And to see the contrast between President Trump and what we see now is very concerning. And I know perhaps you can't comment on it today, but what are your thoughts about the difference between the Trump administration and what we're seeing right now?
Oh, I think we're seeing the unraveling and multiple crises because of Joe Biden's policies. I mean, if you look at the economy, the fact that some of the earliest executive orders by Joe Biden hurt manufacturing jobs in the United States, the fact that we're seeing inflation that continues to rise month after month, small businesses are struggling to hire, unemployment was up in the month of April, and we're still not back to pre-pandemic levels. On top of that, you see the national security issues unraveling, whether it's Hamas targeting Israel with rockets.
Amazing.
And just the instability in the Middle East. You're seeing just today an announcement that President Biden is turning his back on the Ukrainians and giving another policy win to Russia.
Amazing.
In terms of not supporting our lethal military aid to Ukraine. So the unraveling is happening, and people feel these issues. They understand that this is not the direction we should be going in this country. Another issue is crime. There's a crisis of crime in America. If you look at cities in New York State, but also counties in this district, drug overdoses are up. That is a result of Joe Biden's policies, and people are fed up, and I feel the energy when I'm out and about that they want a change in the House. They want to make sure there's Republicans and a check on the radical policies from Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi.
No doubt, and we're seeing a lot of parents going to these teacher conferences, getting in the faces of the board of any given school district in the country. We've never seen that, so that is very, very good. But that said, it seems like, boy, it's a tall order. There's a lot of things that we have to topple with this new regime. If we could take over, obviously, the 5 seats in the House, Congresswoman Stefanik, that would be awesome, and it's probably going to happen. But beyond that, as far as the HR1, am I getting that right? With the mail-in balloting,
the federal takeover elections. Yes, we do not support HR1. It's unconstitutional. It's a federal takeover of elections.
Yeah.
It's taxpayer-funded elections. It would be billions and billions of your taxpayer dollars going to fund campaign ads for people like AOC, Bernie Sanders. It's not who we are as a country. We support our local elected officials. Not need the federal government running local polls.
Yeah, and obviously what's going on in Chicago, now you have Mayor Lightfoot looking to see if she can get the Federal Reserve involved there, because they're trying to eliminate the local police departments, because essentially the left doesn't have control over the police, and I think they want to get control there as well.
Well, thank you so much, Glenn, for the opportunity to call in. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yes,
all the coverage. And really hard.
She must be driving, because I could barely get it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Elise. We're losing you for some reason. But thank you very much, and congratulations on your pregnancy, and of course, becoming House Republican Conference Chairwoman. Thank you again, Elise.
Bye.
We're losing her. Okay, well, Bob, what do you think?
She does a great job.
She does a great job indeed.